the Brighton Radio Play Society brings you another exciting radio drama for your listening pleasure. Today we find ourselves immersed in the world of spies and intrigue, of mystery and murder. Our hero, the Secret Service agent Steve Mitchell, is sent on a mission to uncover a plot to sink British ships carrying important cargo across Asia. Will he stop the villains? Will he live to tell the tale? Let us find out as we join him in the mystery of the sunken ships.
Over here! Here I am, with the boat. Swim this way.
I'm okay.
Here, let me help you aboard. Give me a hand. Come on, up. Up. You did set the explosives, didn't you?
Yes, don't worry. They're set.
Good. And no one saw you leave the ship.
No one saw me. Don't you trust me?
Aha, right on schedule. Watch if the ship sinks, and only two of us know the location. And now, wait! What are you doing? No! Put down that knife. No! Don't! No, don't!
Good afternoon, Steve. Thank you for coming so fast. There are big problems. We've seen 3 ships sunk in just 2 weeks, and at least one cost the lives of 6 passengers.
But, Commissioner, why send me halfway round the world just because 3 ships were sunk?
The problem is, Steve, those ships carried British rehabilitation supplies to our southern protectorates.
I see.
Now, we have arranged your cover. You are a BBC correspondent.
Steve, here are your press credentials, your new passport and your plane ticket.
Ruth, did you say plane tickets?
Yes, Steve. Economy class, I'm afraid. Department cutbacks. You are a poor journalist, remember. Anyway, you take off in 3 hours.
I'm sorry, Commissioner, but I have things to arrange first. Can't it wait till tomorrow?
No, it certainly can't. And one more thing, Steve. On this assignment, there's to be no women and no gambling. It's strictly business. Dangerous business.
OK, Commissioner.
Your first stop in Saigon is the Star Line's flagship liner, the Brighton Queen. The manager's name is Mr. Cutler. You've got your assignment.
Good luck, Steve.
Luck has nothing to do with it, Ruth. Mr. Cutler, I believe you are in charge of the Star Lines here in Saigon.
Aye, that is correct. And you are?
Mitchell, Steve Mitchell.
Oh, pleased to meet you, Mr. Mitchell.
I am a foreign correspondent for the BBC. I heard about the recent losses and I thought it was interesting. I'd like an interview if that's okay.
But there's not much to talk about. 3 ships set sail for Singapore. The first night out, an explosion. Poof! It's gone.
Just like that?
Yeah, just like that.
Could I take a look at the passenger list for those 3 ships?
Take a look. Yeah, I've got them in my desk here.
Thank you. It seems you don't carry many passengers.
Only a few.
Weren't there any survivors?
From the first sinking, there was none. And then from the third sinking, there was none.
How about the second?
The second, there was just one on the second.
Who was it?
It was a ship's cook called Dixon, I think.
Is he around anywhere? I'd like to talk to him.
She?
Oh, I beg your pardon. May I speak with her, please?
Come on! Tell Dixon to come to my office.
Have most of your crews been with the Star Lines for a while?
It's the exception rather than the rule. Out here, you take what men you can get.
I see. What kind of cargo were your ships carrying?
No, that is the mystifying part. Now, here are the cargo lists. Now, as you see, look, Starline, he carries rehab supplies and British trade goods. Teakwood, rubber, spices, as usual, all the usual stuff.
Teakwood? I noticed that all of it comes from the same place.
Yes, it does. It comes from the plantation inland up the Saigon River. It's owned by Mr. Thomas Thistlewood. Come in.
You wanted to speak to me, Mr. Cutler?
Yes, I did. This gentleman here is Steve Mitchell. He's from the BBC.
Honoured, I'm sure.
Hello. Mr. Cutler tells me you are the only survivor from the second sinking.
I'm the only one from any of them.
That makes you pretty lucky, doesn't it?
Lucky ain't the half of it.
Indeed. Did you notice anything unusual aboard your ship before the explosion?
Well, I was back aft, getting a bit of air before turning in, I was. And I noticed that the silhouette of a small boat in the moonlight off our starboard beam she was, and running without lights.
Without lights?
That's right.
Anything else?
I didn't have time to notice anything else, mister, because just then there's a sheet of flame. The whole ship goes up in the air, and the next thing I know, I'm holding on to a spar in the water. I was holding on for dear life.
Have you any idea what position your ship was when it went down?
Near as I can figure, we was in shoal water close to Fulcock.
Now, that's an island 100 miles off of the coast of Indochina. But we're only guessing. We've no way of knowing its exact location when it went down.
Yeah, well, thanks for the information. I think it makes a good yarn.
That's okay. Do you intend to stay in Saigon very long?
Well, that depends. I'd like to talk to Mr. Thistlewood, the plantation owner. Do you know where I might find him?
There's a casino down the street. If you want to find him, he may be in there.
Good. I'm beginning to feel lucky.
There are plenty of games of chance in Saigon. Now, I personally find gambling a bore, but I'm in the minority in Asia.
Yes, I guess you may well be. Oh, well, thank you for the story, Mr. Cutler.
Inquisitive gent, ain't he, Mr. Cutler?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Indeed, he is.
A reporter, is he?
Why, yes, that's what he says, Dixon. Now go and tell Armand to answer my telephone for me. I'm going out for a while.
$16, red, even. Sorry, sir, you lose again.
Look, this game's slow death. Haven't you got something with a little more action in it?
Sir would perhaps prefer the dice table downstairs?
No, that's a thought. Thank you. Oh! I beg your pardon.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It was entirely my fault.
Here, let me pick up your chips.
Oh, you're most kind. It was very clumsy of me.
As a matter of fact, I bumped into you deliberately. It was the only way I could think of meeting you.
My, you have a ready wit, sir.
If you're looking for something to tack on instead of sir, it's Mitchell. Steve Mitchell.
They call me Penelope.
Your parents picked a nice name. Well, here are your chips.
Thank you. It was a traditional family name. You picked up my chips and my luck with them. You must allow me to buy you a drink. You see, I'm very superstitious.
Good, so am I. And having a drink with you is suddenly a superstition of mine.
Let's go to the bar. It's a little bit quieter over there.
Penelope!
Well, I should have known you wouldn't be alone.
It's only my brother.
Where are you off to, Penelope? You're surely not deserting me this early.
It's okay, Peter. This gentleman will take care of me. Steve Mitchell. This is my brother, Peter.
Nice to meet you, Peter.
Likewise, Mr. Mitchell.
Here, Peter. You play with some of my chips while we have our drinks. Come along, Steve.
Penelope, do you live here in Saigon?
For the most part, but I am a restless soul. I travel a lot. Tomorrow night I'm leaving for Singapore.
Oh, I guess my luck hasn't changed after all.
Well, I won't be gone too long.
Oh, really? How are you getting to Singapore?
I travel by tramp steamer. It's not so boring. It can be quite fun.
Oh, not with Starlines?
Why, yes. Ah, here we are.
It's sort of crowded right here. Why don't we move down to the other end?
All right, let's move.
Excuse me.
Ah, yes, of course. There's room here. Let me move over a little.
That's kind of you. Thank you.
No trouble, sir. No trouble at all.
What will you have, Stephen?
Bourbon and,
Are you okay, Steve? What is it?
I think I saw somebody I know, Penelope. Excuse me just a minute.
Of course.
I'll be back in a moment.
I will order the drinks.
Well, my dear, what have you learnt?
He seems very interested in the star lines.
You think he's involved somehow?
It is possible, perhaps.
Very well. I will proceed on that assumption. Waitress, come here.
Yes, sir. How may I help?
I want a message delivered for me.
Good evening, Mr. Cutler.
Ah, Mr. Mitchell again. You written your story yet?
Not yet, but I'm a little surprised to see you at the casino. When we met this afternoon, you told me that gambling bored you.
It does. I find it interesting to observe gamblers, especially when high stakes are involved.
Oh?
I see it didn't take you long to get acquainted in Saigon.
Why, what do you mean?
Did I not observe you conversing at the bar with Thistlewood?
Thistlewood?
Yeah, the stout gentleman.
You mean the guy that was standing next to me? The one with the face like a toad?
Yeah, your description's not flattering, but it's quite accurate.
Thanks, Cutler. Well, I'll see you around.
Undoubtedly.
Sorry I took so long, Penelope.
Oh, that's quite all right. Here's your drink.
Oh, thanks. What happened to the guy who stood next to me here? The one who moved over to make room?
Who? I don't know, Steve. I didn't notice.
Thomas Thistlewood?
Oh, was that his name?
Yeah. Well, anyway, cheers. Down the hatch.
Chin chin.
Is there a Mitchell calling Mr. Steve Mitchell?
Oh, over here, waitress.
You are a busy man, Steve.
I do seem to be tonight.
Ah, Mr. Mitchell, sir.
Oh, can I help you?
You're wanted outside.
Oh, by whom?
Oh, he didn't give his name, sir, but he did say it was quite urgent.
Okay, here.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Oh, Penelope.
Yes, I know. You'll be gone but a minute. Yes, I will wait for you.
Mr. Mitchell, senor.
And you are?
You are Steve Mitchell?
What do you want? Calling card? Yes, I am Steve Mitchell. Now, suppose you tell me what you got me out here for.
I am Diego. I suggest we walk, sir.
Do you always make suggestions with a gun, Diego?
When it is necessary. Come!
Yeah, would you mind telling me where we're going?
Certainly. Right round the corner here, into the alley.
It's certainly cosy down here.
And very dark.
Wait a minute. It looks like we got company in here.
Say hello to my friend, Bonyak.
Oh, hello, Bonjack. Lovely evening for a stroll, eh? What's the matter? Is he bashful?
He cannot speak. His tongue was removed by force some years ago. But he is strong and willing. Bonyak!
Oh!
That reminder from Bonyak will serve to open the conversation.
Oh, no, I don't know what all this is about.
To be brief, sir, you have information which I require. The location of the 3 sunken ships.
The ships? You think I know where they're sunk?
Bonyak!
Oh, look here!
Perhaps that will refresh your memory.
Oh, how can I tell you the location when I don't know?
Again, Bonyak.
This is not going to do you any good. I don't know where those ships were sunk.
Very well. If you intend to be stubborn, you may proceed, Bonyak. I told you not to resist.
Well, if you think this big ape's going to make mincemeat out of me...
Very well, sir. Then sit. It's a pity the gentleman bleeds so easily, Bonyak. But I must not deprive you of your extended enjoyment. You may continue. I will tell you when to stop.
Oh, Mr. Mitchell, you're awake at last.
If you can call it that. Hey, you're Penelope's brother.
At your service.
Oh, look, you tell me how I got into this harem?
You're in my sister Penelope's home. Welcome.
Oh, how did I get here?
Well, Penelope became worried when you didn't return to the casino last night. We went outside to look for you. We found you crawling out of the alley, badly beaten up. So we brought you home with us. You were all bloody. How do you feel now?
Oh, bloody. Well, help me get out of this mink-lined cradle, will you please?
Why, of course.
Hang on, where's my trousers? Hang on, wait a minute.
Oh, no, nothing untoward, old chap. It was I who put you to bed. Here are your trousers.
I see. Thank you, Peter. And where is Penelope?
She's swimming in the ocean. Come, you can see her out of the window.
Oh, hey, she's quite a swimmer, isn't she? Does she always swim out that far?
Oh, yes, every morning.
Well, I'm not that ambitious this morning, but a dip will do me good.
Morning, Steve. You're quite a swimmer yourself.
Thanks. That water made me feel almost human again. Any cigarettes round here?
I have right here in my robe. Here you are. You look much better than when we found you last night, Steve.
You know, you've taken awfully good care of me, Penelope, but why?
Why? Then perhaps there have been so many places, many times, many men in my life. And with me, it has always been the same. But then last night, I saw you, and I knew you were something different.
How different? Penelope?
Does that make your bruises feel better?
It helps. That's the kind of medicine I could get addicted to.
Perhaps when I return from Singapore, there'll be more time to become addicted.
Maybe. But when do you sail?
At 8 tonight on the Brighton Queen.
I guess my luck's still no good. Look, I've got to go back to my hotel to pick up some clothes. But anyway, I'll be down to see you off tonight.
Mr. Mitchell.
Oh, hey, how'd you get in here?
Hello, Mr. Mitchell. I'm Thomas Thistlewood. I learned that you were registered at this hotel, so I took the liberty of waiting here in your room.
Quite the liberty, wasn't it?
When the occasion demands it, the courtesies must be omitted.
What's the occasion?
I will be brief, Mr. Mitchell. I will assume you're a man who's interested in money.
That's a safe assumption.
I believe you're in possession of certain information that is of value to me.
Oh, here we go again.
Excuse me?
Yes, I know you happen to know a couple of cutthroats named Diego and Bonjack. Bonjack's a big lad with no tongue.
Diego? Bonjack? I've not had the pleasure of their acquaintance.
Oh, it's no pleasure, believe me.
Pardon?
Oh, skip it. Now, what's this about certain information I have?
I will not waste words. £50,000 sterling for the location of the sunken ships.
50,000? That means a lot to you, doesn't it? You've been shipping teak wood on the Star Line, haven't you?
From my plantation up the river, sir.
I didn't know teak wood was that valuable. Oh, I'll have to have a little time to think it over.
I cannot grant you much time, sir. You have until 7:30 this evening. Then I climb aboard the Brighton Queen.
OK.
I will expect your answer before I go cruising. Until then, good day, sir.
Starlines.
Put me through to Mr. Cutler, please.
I'm sorry, sir, but he's gone.
Gone?
Yes, sir, on a business trip. He's sailing in half an hour on the Brighton Queen.
Could you get word to him that? Never mind. I'll call you back. Come in.
Mitchell!
Dixon, what's the matter?
A knife in my bag. Oh.
What's happened?
Brighton Queen. Ready to sail.
Yes, I know.
I saw someone go abroad that was on the other ship.
You mean the ship that was sunk?
Yes.
Who was it?
Followed me here and stabbed me.
Who stabbed you? Who did it?
It was...
Dixon! Dixon! Dixon!
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Mitchell, but I don't leave the bridge until we're out of the channel.
Oh, that's okay, Captain. I'd like you to look at these credentials. They will explain who I am and why I'm aboard your ship.
I see you're investigating the recent sinkings of the ships.
Yes, Captain. A couple of people seem awfully interested in the location of those sunken ships. I'm kicking an idea around that maybe there was something pretty valuable aboard them.
What could it be?
I don't know. Are you carrying the same sort of cargo on this ship as was on the others?
Yes, as far as I know.
Oh, another shipment of teakwood from Thistlewood Plantation?
Yes, and also carrying some rehabilitation supplies.
Tell me, could any of that cargo be salvaged after it was sunk?
No, the water would have ruined them.
Suppose you wanted to sink a ship and recover the cargo later.
Excuse me?
But where would you sink it?
I don't know. I suppose in shallow water.
Yeah, well, now what's the first shallow water we'll be passing through today?
Let's see. We'll pass through the Diablo Shores a little after midnight, and the depth there is only 15 fathoms.
I see. Is that the passenger list on your desk?
Yes, here.
Yeah, it looks like the gang's all here. Cutler, Penelope, and her brother, Peter. Oh, and Thistlewood. Oh, and Captain, I need your full cooperation.
Why, certainly. What is it?
I'd like you to order these four to be in Cutler's stateroom 3 hours from now, at 11.
What the devil are we doing here? I can't understand what's going on. Mr. Cutler, I demand an explanation of this.
Yeah.
Being hauled up to your cabin like a common criminal.
But Mr. Thistlewood, I'm as much in the dark as you.
I do not think it necessary to point out that this embarrassment may cost you my business.
If you would only tell us the reason for all this, Mr. Cutler, we don't want to waste our time.
Peter, I'm sure there must be a good reason for all of this. If we are but patient, we'll learn what it is.
Here's the man responsible, Mr. Mitchell.
Steve!
Hello, Penelope, Peter.
Good evening, Steve. What is the meaning of all this?
Apparently you forgot our appointment, Mr. Mitchell.
Yeah, but I didn't forget it. I had a couple of other things to take care of.
Perhaps, sir, you'll be good enough to explain what this is all about.
Of course, I'll explain, and I'll make it short. I think that one of you is responsible for the sinking of those 3 ships.
But you are joking, Steve.
Sorry, Penelope.
But to suggest that I could have anything to do with it.
I'll have to count you in, because you're a good swimmer.
Oh, this is so ridiculous to think that I or my brother could be involved in such a thing.
You make a serious charge against us.
I am aware of that.
This is an insult to my years of long service on the line.
In any case, I've got another piece of news for you. Of course, it isn't really news to one of you.
What do you mean, Steve?
There was a ship's cook named Dixon. He was a survivor of one of the sinkings. Tonight, she saw one of you come aboard. She recognised you as being on that other ship. So whichever one of you it was killed her to shut her mouth.
Mr. Cutler, I demand an explanation of this.
Now, one of you four is the killer and dynamiter. And that person has a bomb planted on this ship and plans to dive overboard before the explosion. And that explosion is due for about midnight, 45 minutes from now.
Oh, Steve, this is ridiculous.
Is it? Just keep your eyes on that clock, all of you. Nobody's going to leave this cabin for the next 45 minutes. We're going to sweat it out together, just watching that minute hand creep around to midnight. 11:30. Anybody feel like talking yet?
Really, Mitchell?
Really what, Cutler?
Haven't you carried this silly joke far enough, Steve?
There is only one way to prove he is mistaken in his suspicions, Penelope, and that is to wait.
Can't we get a little air into this cabin? It's so infernally hot.
You know something, Penelope? It's going to get a lot hotter. 7 minutes to midnight. And we reach shallow water in about 10 minutes. That means 10 minutes before the ship gets blown up. Anybody's tongue loosening up, Thistlewood?
Mr. Mitchell.
Cutler?
You must be insane.
Penelope?
Do you think I once considered you?
Yeah, save the romance. Peter, how about you? You feel like talking?
When one knows nothing, one can say nothing.
Okay, keep watching that minute hand.
I cannot grant you much time, sir.
Oh, so you're the one, Thistlewood.
Excuse me?
Why?
Thistlewood.
When the occasion demands it, money that is of value to me.
Thistlewood, you fool. He was only bluffing. Now he knows something.
I don't know enough. Keep talking.
You fool.
Look, 3 ships have been sunk on account of this. Now open up. One of you start talking. You'd better talk before I make you talk.
Stop, Steve. Don't hurt him. All right. During the war, there was an air raid. A ship carrying gold bullion steamed up the river to escape. It was sunk near Thistlewood's plantation.
I think I can take it from there. You've recovered the gold, and this is the way you've been sneaking it out from Indochina, hidden in crates of teakwood.
But someone must have found out about the gold and has been sinking the ships.
Yeah, in shallow water, so they can get the gold later.
Mr. Mitchell, now that we know Thistlewood is guilty, will you please allow me to leave? I have a headache.
Mitchell, is it almost midnight?
Yeah, nobody's leaving till I find out who planted explosives aboard this ship.
But Steve,
You keep looking at your watch, Peter, but why?
Peter, what is the matter? Peter, you didn't. You did. You put explosives on this ship too. You're going to jump overboard and leave me here, you fool.
Where did you plant it, Peter? Where did you plant it?
let me out of here.
You're not going anywhere.
The nitroglycerin beam will explode in 2 minutes.
Thistlewood, put that gun away! Thistlewood!
Thistlewood, no!
I will not waste words, dear.
No, Thistlewood, no! Oh.
Grab that gun, Cutler.
Yes, Steve.
Oh, Peter, where's the nitroglycerine? Where is it? Thistlewood, what an idiot. Killed the only man that knew where it was hidden. Well, he's out cold now. He won't give us any more trouble. We got a minute and 50 seconds to find that nitro genius. Any ideas, Cutler?
Peter could not have put it below decks because we got security all over the place. He must have hidden it in this cabin. Come on!
It's locked. Stand back, Cutler.
Okay.
Take that side of the room. I'll take this.
All right.
It's got to be here. It has to be.
There's nothing over here, Mitchell.
Wait a minute. Listen. There's something ticking.
Yeah, I can hear it too.
Under the bunk. Look. That suitcase. Careful now, careful.
Throw it overboard. Quick.
I've got it. Stand back, Cutler. I've got to get it over the rail.
Hurry, Mitchell, hurry. Only a few seconds more. It's going to explode. Throw it as far as it can.
Oh, you don't have to tell me that. It's the deck.
Mitchell, are you all right, Mitchell?
Yes, but I'm about 5 years older, Captain. Phew, that was close.
Too close. We'll have to check the ship's plates.
Well, Captain, you better get Thistlewood from Cutler's cabin. You can turn him over to the authorities when the ship reaches port.
Ensign, come with me immediately.
Chances of getting the gold that's already sunk is pretty slim, but there's probably a lot of that at Thistlewood's plantation. The authorities can check that.
Mitchell, allow me to say I've never seen one so calm in the face of danger. All the time we were waiting in my cabin, after I knew what your plan was, my heart was in my throat.
Oh, you think mine wasn't? It was joking me. Look at me, Cutler. Do I look an intelligent guy?
Why, yes, of course.
With a normal assortment of brains.
Certainly.
And a reasonable amount of common sense.
Well, but of course.
Then, will you tell me something?
But yes, of course. What is it?
Why did I ever get mixed up in a job like this?
This play is dedicated to the memory of the late Bernard Parker. You have been listening to Secret Agent Steve Mitchell in another exciting episode of Dangerous Assignment, brought to you by the Brighton Radio Play Society. Starring Phil Savage as the cool Steve Mitchell, Christopher Kirk as the Commissioner. The Commissioner's Secretary was played by Claire Taylor, John Taylor as Ads Cutler, Pat Keevil as the Cook Dixon, Sybil Henderson as Penelope, Howard Cutter as Peter, Bernard Parker as Mr. Thistlewood, Sue Corsi as the croupier, Mabel Aitchison as the waitress, Maureen Atkinson as the operator, Peter Stenhouse as captain of the Brighton Queen, Gary Norman as the thug Diego. Special thanks to Selina Kirk, Barbara Summers and Dawn Casavoli. The play was directed by Paul Tilley, edited by Sue Corsi. Saboteur 1 was John Isaacs. Saboteur 2 was Paul Twilley. All other parts were played by the cast or crew. And produced by Christopher Kirk.